Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we talk about all things Disney, but we're Epcot-centered.
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in our rankings and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when an Epcot cruise meant El Rio del Tiempo.
This is episode 144, If Epcot Were on the High Seas, a Blue Sky episode.
Or, if you can dream it, you can sail it.
So now, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure.
We call it Epcot.
Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 144 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And today we're headed back out on the high seas. We just said that a couple
really
episodes
did.
ago. Really, this time, though, what we're talking about is if Epcot were a cruise ship.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
I do too. I think it's going to be fun. It is Easter weekend as we're recording this, and we are hoping that you are having a great time spending time with friends, family, and loved ones. And we are going to be doing the same. So this is just going to be a quick episode just to sort of have a little fun with this. We've been talking a lot about cruise ships lately. There's been a lot in the news because Disney just launched the new Disney Adventure out in Singapore, and they've just announced the Disney Believe. So we are sort of cruise-minded right now.
Well, and this is probably not going to be a big shock, but we have an upcoming Disney cruise.
Yay! I
Wonder
can't wait.
why we're talking about Disney cruises so much. Yep, the Disney Fantasy is on our horizon, thank heavens, for this fall, and I cannot wait to see what all the hype is about on this specific cruise ship.
It's a lot of people's favorite Disney cruise ship, and I'm just so excited. And she is my favorite statue, the Flapper Mini. So anyway, all that aside, we are going to be talking about A Little Blue Sky.
Yeah, into every theme park, a little blue sky must fall. Because that really is what the Imagineers call it when they dream up new things, is blue sky-ing. Blue skyification.
It's a verb. It's a noun.
Yes.
It's whatever you want to make it.
But if Epcot were a cruise ship, what parts of Epcot would you move to the ship, to the high seas?
Yeah, I love this idea, especially since they've just launched the Adventure. It's a whole different style of cruise ship. I don't know that we're going to go that far because that ship was not built by Disney. It was retrofitted by Disney. So the chances of them recreating that style of ship is probably not great. But up on the top deck, there are 3 attractions, like actual attractions. There's a spinner ride, like a Dumbo-style ride. There's I don't know, like an Autopia.
A very slow-moving Autopia.
It looks like fun, but it's definitely geared toward kids. And then there's a roller coaster.
Yeah, a powered single-car coaster. There's been a couple of these done. A Carnival, I think, actually is one who did the first one. So Disney now has one of those little zipper coasters. I don't even know what you call them. I mean, it's only about 900 feet long. It goes around the top deck, and it looks like a blast.
It really does.
But it's uncharacteristic for Disney.
So when you're talking about adding rides onto a cruise ship, it's not unheard of. So I don't know. Let's see where this takes us.
Well, let's start with rides. Sue,
Well,
what would
let's start at the beginning. What would we name
this
ship?
Well, that's silly. It's going to be the Disney Epcotian Adventure, of course. I don't see any other logical name. Hello.
I think, yes, Disney, we give you permission to use it as long as you say it right.
Yes, it's not the Epcotian Adventure. The Xandarians.
I know. We just can't teach them. But I think, in all seriousness, I would call it the Disney Imagination.
I have a feeling that may be an upcoming ship name.
I hope it is. I'm really leaning towards that. So I hope that this is in the rotation of what's coming up. I think that would be really fun as just a name for one of the ships. If it's in line with the dream and the magic and, all the things.
You mean the Epcotian Adventure?
Yes.
The name. Right.
Well,
yes.
obviously.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. So what, Sue, would be the first attraction that you would place on this ship?
Now, I hate to say this because we have to consider all the things. I would actually do a spinner ride, like a Dumbo-style ride, because it does have a smaller footprint. It caters to all ages. It's fun for little tiny ones. Adults have a good time on these. On a cruise ship, I think that style of a ride fits. So as far as theming for the ride, I might do the carpets like they have at Magic Kingdom. I think that would be really fun and lend itself towards a World Showcase kind of feel. I don't know. Rod, what would you do?
Well, I would do a recreation of the Great Movie Ride using the entire deck. But no, too soon. No.
No, go for it. I mean, why not?
Realistically, you're not going to be putting in a boat ride. You're not going to be putting in anything other than probably a spinner or a simulator. So I would go back old school and do a simulator attraction. Similar to Body Wars, but more like Soarin'. So it's a simulator version of Soarin'.
With a much smaller footprint.
Yes.
You can't have the whole theater.
No, and a much smaller vehicle that you're in. You can't do the full cabin like you would do for Star Tours or Body Wars or for Nemo at Disney Seas. It's just too big and too heavy.
Agreed.
But you could do smaller pods, maybe 10 to 12 people. And that way you also have a little quicker or better dynamic motion back and forth. And I really think that could be fun. You have 2 or 3 of those in a small area at the back, and you've got Soarin' around the world, but in simulator fashion.
I like that. You could visit the oceans of the world.
Hey, you could even do your own version. That's very true. You could go visit each of the cruise ships where they're at.
Oh,
that could be kind of fun
cute.
in those different ports. I like that idea.
That would be fun. I would also want to keep, I'm going to cheat and add another one, because I would also want to keep the Aqua Mouse on board, and I would make the screens rotate between like Tokyo Go, which is one of my favorites. So some of the international ones, and what's the French one? That one's so funny.
Oh, with the baguettes.
With the baguettes.
Yeah.
Mimi. I love that one. And of course you have to incorporate it spraying water at you somehow. But that sort of World Showcase feel.
All right, so for food, one of the things we did earlier today was run this past our family, and our nephew Connor, big shout out to Connor.
Yay, Connor.
Came up with an idea of eating and drinking around the world. I love this idea. So this is actually, I'm going to go with this. I think you had said this was something you had thought about too.
Definitely.
So I think this is probably a blue sky for both of us. But basically World Showcase is the buffet, but it's also the restaurant corridor. And each of the areas could have their own specialty restaurant. But you could also have the specialty bars around a big central kitchen area. So it's literally eating and drinking around the world.
I love that so much. A lot of people associate that specifically with Epcot, and what a great opportunity for it. And it could sort of be set up like one of the festivals, like with kiosks, and you could do that out by the pool deck where they have the different windows already. Set it up like a festival. I think that would be really fun.
Or something I just thought of. You mirror the festivals at Epcot. So if it's a January through February cruise, it's animation and that type of food and that type of feel. And then garden and then food and wine and then the holidays.
That would put a whole new spin on the land and sea packages that they do.
That would be fantastic.
Oh,
I love
fun.
that idea.
Oh, I love that. Now, there's also 3 rotational dinings that happen on a Disney cruise. If you haven't been on a Disney cruise, you don't choose your restaurant. You are assigned to a restaurant each night, and so you get to try all 3 of the main sit-down restaurants. So I think one of them would have to be Animator's Palette.
Oh, yes.
But it features Figment.
Yes. I was going to even say one of them should be an imagination-based food location. I think that's a great idea.
I think that would be a perfect fit.
It's hosted by Dreamfinder.
I would love that.
See, we brought him back. I knew we could.
Can we also put Figment as the lobby statue, or is that going too far?
No, that has to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Because he is the figure of Epcot.
He absolutely is. Absolutely.
Let's see. What other kinds of rotational? Do you have other thoughts for rotational?
The other one that they've started doing on the new class, the Wish class of ship, is a Marvel one. And since there is a Marvel attraction at Epcot, I think it would be fun to incorporate all the Guardians as the Marvel restaurant. Just make it a full-on Guardians, and it has to play the music from the ride.
Oh, of course.
I think that would be really fun. And then the third one is usually 1923.
I just came up with a better one for that, though. A Spaceship Earth themed one. So
kind of like Geo-82?
Like Geo-82, yes. Or Geo-82 is just a lounge that we put on board the ship.
Oh, yes, please.
And, well, or maybe something like more akin to Space 220.
But good food?
But good. Oh, that hurts. But yes, that's a great idea, because then you could recreate the elevator still and actually have it be a real elevator that takes you up from the bottom to the top or something, and then make it a smaller space, but do the same idea with the surrounding screens.
That would be super cool.
So that would be better. Yeah, we'll leave lounges. Well, we're headed to lounges anyway, so I think
I just had an idea, though.
Ooh, go for it.
I think that because we are dealing with World Showcase as an idea, yes, have that as the buffet, but there's always a dinner show in one of the restaurants. We have one that's Rapunzel, we have one that's Tiana, we have one that's Frozen, we have Coco, Lion King. So I think in keeping with that, we could do one that was based on, I don't know if you all remember this, if you're Disneylanders at all, but once upon a time in Adventureland at Disneyland, there was an Aladdin dinner show.
Oh, yeah.
I loved this show.
It was a good show and good food.
Yes, good everything. And it was so much fun. And I think that would be really fun for the dinner show portion.
I like that.
So that could be one of the restaurants as well.
Let's think of one more lounge. We have Geo82. Do we want to do something World Showcase?
Absolutely.
Centric? So if you were to pick a new lounge theme for an existing country from World Showcase, what would you pick?
I'm going to say 2 because there's usually 3 lounges. One of them we're putting Geo82. I think it's time for La Cava del Tequila to hit the high seas.
Yes, fantastic.
So let's have a La Cava on board. And then to create a new one, I'm really tempted to say France because it goes so naturally as like a wine bar, but there is an Ooh La La bar already. I think it's on the Fantasy, actually. Let's go find out.
Well, let's find out.
So I'm going to switch from that and say Italy and do still like a wine bar feel, but Italian based. What would you do?
I would go with the UK and do a Rose and Crown.
Oh, my gosh,
I'm a sucker
yes.
for a pub, so I think that would be a natural. And that could be the sports bar then, too, because there's always one on a Disney ship.
Of course, so we can have both. Let's do both.
Well, there we go. All right. So merchandise. Of course, there's going to be a lot of unique merchandise. Any unique things that you would put on this boat?
Oh, my gosh. I would have a representation of some kind from each of the countries. So it doesn't have to be something major. You can't have a full shop like each of the countries does. But I would have something. So I would have like the little glass figurines from Mexico or the masks, like the theatrical masks from Italy. That sort of thing. What would you do?
I would do 2 different ones. I would do them on either side of the lobby. And I would do Centaurium on the left. And I would do World Traveler on the right.
Oh.
So that you've got something that screams Epcot. So you would have Epcot merch and boat merch, of course, in the Future World format on the left-hand side. And you would have World Showcase type merchandise and actual stuff from the countries of Epcot in the other one.
That would be really fun. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So last, I think maybe last.
Yeah.
But not least.
Definitely not least.
Who would you put as the Stern characters? So on every Disney cruise, there are Disney characters in 3D painting the back of the boat. Who would you use?
I would go ahead and do Dreamfinder and Figment.
I think that's the natural answer, for sure. My only caveat with that is I've also put them in the lobby, and I put them as a feature in one of the restaurants.
There's no such thing as too much Dreamfinder and Figment. I'm sorry.
When you're right, you're right.
It's just not. Or it could be Steve Jobs and the Go-Go Boots lady. Is that too much?
That might be too much.
That might be a little much, yeah.
Or the kid with no face who's hawking newspapers. That would be great. So let's not do that. We could use the 3 Caballeros.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be really fun.
And then have a Plant Donald, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
You have to have Plant Donald.
Well, we would sell Plant Donalds inside the shops, yeah.
But you could also use Rocket and Groot. Would be super cute. That's definitely more future world oriented, but that would be really fun too. So what would you guys do if you were to take Epcot and put it on the high seas as a Disney Cruise Line ship? What would you do?
We're going to have to do this same thing for the other 3 parks now. This is going to be fun. This is going to turn into a series. I already can smell it.
That is fun. You know what? Imagination, if that's the name of the boat, we could also have Alice painting with the mome rafts.
Oh, yeah.
That would be really cool.
I like that idea.
Got to get my Alice rep in there somewhere.
Before we go, we'd like to give a big thanks to the Phoenicians. Thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, share, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23. Thanks for joining us today for episode 144 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you in line.
Bye.
Thank the Phoenicians.
Why you gotta cough? Why you gotta cough while I'm talking?
I had a thing in my throat. I had to cough.
Rude.
Sorry.